Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the ARL podcast. I'm Lena here with Vernon and Dan.
Hey
How are
guys,
you guys?
Hey, I'm doing all right.
hanging in there.
Doing better than Dan, it sounds like.
It's the universal, how's it going? It's going.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, especially when we're recording these at the end of a day, I'm coming off my last story of the day, but here we are.
yeah. That's what I studied a lot of Russian stuff in college, and the big thing that Russians are always weirded out by with Americans is how like friendly we are and how much we answer the questions like, "How's your day?" Always with like, "Oh, good," even if it's going very poorly. Whereas if you ask a Russian like, "How's your day going?" It'll be like, "Oh, it's awful. Like my cousin died yesterday." Like all that stuff. So yeah,
I love it. I love the honesty. All right, should we go ahead and get right into it today?
Let's
yeah.
do it.
Let's dive in.
All right. Our first article is Arlington entrepreneurs debut new party boat with catering from District Taco. This is
Yeah,
fun.
this is fun. Yeah. So it's basically you get on this boat, and they've had these party boats for a little while, but this one's new because it's a partnership with District Taco. So you get chips and salsa in the basic version, or if you rent out this party boat, it's on the Potomac. If you rent it out for a party, you can get catering from District Taco too. So anyway, I mean, it just seems like a really fun time. These two entrepreneurs, they grew up in Arlington, and this is what they're doing with their lives now.
I like how you were like, this is fun, this is good. We all started off with that because we were like, we know what's coming up in later stories. Like we know what a local news podcast is like, right? Enjoy it while it lasts, people. Ta- Tacos on a boat. That's great. Have fun. Nothing ever goes dark from here.
Yeah, I feel like these party boats with bars, I've been seeing them more and more lately. I
Hmm.
know they've always kind of been a thing, if you go to the beach anywhere, there's always the little, floating bars. But it's interesting seeing them come to the DMV now,
Hmm.
because is it Whitlow's has one as well? I believe it is
Yeah,
Whitlow's.
I think they have some kind of partnership with these people. Yeah, Whitlow's
Yeah,
on the water.
that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this story, it actually answered some questions for me because I don't know if you guys have ever been out. I've seen these boats and I'm like, I don't know what the hell that is because out on what's that, Roosevelt Island,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
enjoying nature, and then I just see these people cheering from some floating tiki bar, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what is happening? Where
The
am I?
only one of those I'm familiar with is like the pirate ship that goes up and down the Potomac. I don't know what that one's deal is, but
Mm.
yeah, it's
That
similar
is
like
one I
that.
haven't seen. I haven't
Well,
seen the
yeah.
pirate ship.
See that one all the time. It's got like little water cannons on the side. They like spray people. It's like a little pirate adventure.
Wait, what?
Yeah, okay. Hold on. Have none of
What?
you that's like the only one I see on the Potomac all the time. I'm not crazy. It's a real thing. It's a party boat, but it's all looked like a little pirate ship. It's out there all the time.
Have you been sprayed by the boat? You got too close and they.
No, I don't. To be clear, I don't have a like grievance against this party boat. Like I think it's great. I'm not here to rant about how much I hate the party boat after they sprayed me with water. That's par for the course. This is no, it's a cool party boat. I thought this was the thing everybody knew about. Okay, guess not.
No, I've never seen the pirate one. I'll have to keep an eye out for it. It's like a party boat? It's not like one of those evening cruises or whatever?
Yeah, yeah, it's a party boat. Can you imagine booking your like evening cruise for your company and you get everybody like in their suits and they show up and you booked like the Jolly Roger or whatever? Like,
Well, I don't know if it was, one of those sightseeing things, but for, geared towards families or something where it's like you
no,
want
I
to
think it's a
see the
party boat.
sights and your kid wants to shoot water off the side of a pirate ship.
I mean, it might be. We're getting very far off track, but I think it might be geared towards families. I assume. Like, I don't know if it's for adults to go on there and drink, but again, this is not based on first-hand inspection. This is based on going over a bridge and seeing a party pirate ship go underneath you.
Well, see what I really respect though about this cantina boat is that it's you are here to drink.
Mhm.
We're not messing around here. I think I saw it has options you can get the there's a bar, but I think some of this company's other options are BYOB too. So
Oh,
Here's the
interesting.
boat. Come on in, and actually, you wrote about this a few years ago, Vernon. You had a
No, completely blank.
well,
I forget stuff I wrote about the week before this show, much less years ago.
wait. I'm gonna read this headline. It's from 2018, and I thought this
Oh
was
no,
hilarious.
he's got
So
it
here's
all
the name.
queued up.
2018. That is a very long headline. They should have fired whoever wrote that.
No, no, that's the lead. That's not the
Oh,
headline.
okay. Yeah, I
Sorry,
was like, that's like a
that's fine.
6-line headline.
No, no, that's the first line.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I like how I gave up on the like P alliteration bit like halfway through that sentence though. I got like wrote a bunch of those and I got to the halfway and I'm like, all right, I'm out of P's. Let's do something else now.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, I think it's interesting because I have looked into the Whitlow's one, and it seems like kind of the opposite, where it's like a floating bar, but it's kind of like
Mhm.
bring your own food. Whereas this one has the tacos and stuff. So that's kind of nice as opposed to having to like pack a lunch.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that you can get the lunch with like the standard version, but if you like get your whole crew together and like
Okay.
you're doing the package, they'll get you district
Oh
tacos.
yeah, private parties can get
Yeah.
catering.
Yeah.
They're
I think it's
specifically called a
fun.
crew if you go on the ship together. Part of the ship, part of the crew.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, as
Dark stories,
promised,
dark stories, dark
as
stories.
promised, we're
Get to
gonna
the
take a
bad stuff.
nice little 180 and really bring some downers. Cuts to Medicaid and food assistance raise alarm bells for Arlington's safety net.
Oh yeah, love to talk about this stuff. What a nightmare. We've got $1 trillion in Medicaid cuts that are looking like they're going to be coming nationwide, and about a $186 billion reduction in SNAP food assistance. So obviously a lot of local Medicaid, a lot of local food assistance stuff relies on federal funding. Relies very heavily, not just on local and state, but also the grants and other support that come down from the federal government. If those are slashed the way it looks like they will be in the budget that was like passed and approved, and again, we'll sidebar on this one because we'll get back to that part in a second. But we talked to a lot of localities, a lot of local, or a lot of like local people that work in those fields that say it's rough. They're not sure how the county is going to make up some of the difference for some of that, especially talking to people that run food banks. They've just been like, this is disastrous for us. We talked to the free clinic that is going to be like very overbooked, obviously, once people lose some of their Medicaid assistance. So yeah, rough situation. But also part of this, and I think a little bit of this noted in some of the comments on that story, is that we don't really know what the scope of this is yet. We know what the budget, this is for a bill that already passed, but we know that the budget is being cut and we have rough numbers on that, but we don't know what shape that's going to take when it comes down to the local level yet. So a lot of this is people preemptively trying to do what they can to set up for the future here, but also still not really knowing what exactly is going to happen because we've seen a lot of reversals in the last few months on issues. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, no, this is very scary for a lot of people. People working in the industry, obviously, people that are currently using those. Yeah, I mean, it's scary. And the not knowing, I'm sure, just makes
Hmm.
it worse because you
Yeah.
can't plan accordingly when you don't know exactly what you're planning for.
Yeah, what I found really surprising about this one, because like I know I was trying to work with you, Vernon, a bit on this one, where like I was reaching out to the county, like I sent our Department of Human Services a bunch of questions, and like the response that they gave was basically like, we're looking into it. We don't really know right now, or at least not enough to go on the record to like break down what this is going to mean. Which I mean, to me, that's wild that like we have this massive piece of federal legislation that just passed, and basically we're still trying to figure out what it actually means for this community.
Yeah. On that note, shout out to Brian Mariquin, who is the chair of the Arlington County Social Services Advisory Board, who was kind of the opposite, gave me everything you could possibly want to know about the impacts on this. And it's disastrous, but it's really interesting seeing how much of Arlington County's programs are reliant on some of those federal
Yeah.
funding. I think he pointed out
Yeah.
there's 8,000 Arlington residents who are on the Medicaid expansion. That's probably the thing that's most likely to be cut. We still have to wait and see. And yeah, it's rough.
Mm,
Yeah. And I know my mom works in healthcare and works directly with, like, Medicaid, Medicare, like,
Yeah,
with insurance companies. And she was basically like, she's like, it's going to affect the hospitals, regardless
yeah,
of if people are coming in, because someone has an emergency, an ambulance is called, they get brought to the hospital, they don't have health insurance. She's like, you don't kick them out, you provide them
yeah,
with health insurance, and then things like Medicaid basically pay back the hospital, something like that.
right.
But hospitals rely on that just to simply continue to function. And so if
Oh,
there's
yeah,
a large number of Arling- Arlingtonians
yeah.
that are on Medicaid and then that gets taken away, that's really going to affect the
Uh,
hospitals themselves.
And to be clear, this about 30,000 people in Arlington on Medicaid. So if people were looking for some of the exact numbers on that, that's more than people were expecting when we talked about this in the newsroom. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, the hospitals, we talked to the Virginia hospital, which has stuff up here. They're like, around here in Northern Virginia, hospitals are probably, I don't want to say going to be fine. Like, they're going to struggle,
right.
obviously, but
Hmm.
the income base here is significant enough that you're not going to see hospitals up here close, probably. But in other parts of Virginia, like my family's from Washington County, Southwest Virginia, those hospitals are already like barely getting by. You talk about cutting Medicaid in some of the parts of the state that need that the most, those hospitals are
Hmm.
gone, and there's
Hmm.
not a reliable alternative down the road.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's going to be rough up here for people, but across the state, I mean, this could be disastrous.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's important to bear in mind too when we talk about Arlington specifically. Like, while a lot of these places are talking about like pretty dire consequences or major consequences here, like we have much better infrastructure in place that isn't as heavily reliant on the federal
Yeah,
government as much more so than many other parts of the state. Like, I mean, the Arlington Free Clinic and AFAC, those are like nonprofits. Those aren't county run. They partner with the county to an
yeah,
extent. Um, but you know,
yeah.
bad as it may be here, or at least bad as many of these people are predicting it will be, Arlington is still pretty well cushioned.
Yeah, we're one of the things that Brian was talking about was the county stabilization fund, which is basically a fund set aside for things like the
Mhm,
federal government simply dropping the ball when it comes to funding. He was saying that there's about 11.5 million in the stabilization fund, which is
mhm.
not enough to cover like the Medicaid difference for on an ongoing basis. But at the same time, we have a fund like that.
Right.
And if you look at, I was talking about this to other people in other parts of the state who were like, yeah, we don't have anything like that at the local level. Like our profits are every year are so threadbare that we cannot afford to have a fund going like that. And so those places that are already going to be heavily hit by this, that
Yeah.
just makes it even worse.
Yeah. I
So
mean, some places are running out of deficit. Like,
yeah,
I mean, the cities are not. It's not easy to balance a city budget by any
yeah,
means.
Um, and it mentions in the article too is all of the federal workers having been laid off.
hmm
This is just rubbing salt in the wound,
yeah.
you know?
And it's a yeah, part of that is also this is a cascading problem as we mentioned in
Hmm.
the article. Is you have people who are like you said, you have a lot of people now who have been laid off. They're looking for these social safety nets, which for years they helped pay into a system that put these safety nets in place. And now, at the very time where they need it, it's falling apart. Um, yeah, and what happens to one of these programs is a ripple effect because we're talking about cutting SNAP and cutting Medicaid. Some of the same people that rely on one of those programs relies on the other one. So that's you're getting hit from both sides.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, and okay, not to just like dig into like all the problems here, but like, I mean, in Arlington, we've had issues with food assistance for like
Yeah,
years. Like, before there was any talk of like the federal government cutting any kind of funding to SNAP, there has been more and more need for food assistance in Arlington County over the last couple years. So like, these problems predate where we're at right now, and it certainly seems like they're not going away anytime soon.
yeah. Well, it'll be fine. I'm sure. Whatever. It'll be good. That's fine. Whatever. I'm sure it'll be no problem.
It's like the what is the meme of the dog sitting in the house on fire? It's
Yeah,
fine.
this is fine.
This is fine.
Also, I say that one of my favorite old Onion articles was when we were launching the invasion of Iraq, and one of them's like it's like a pro versus con, and one of the con section is like this will destabilize the region and create a situation that the United States will not effectively be able to pull out of, and will like destroy a generation. Versus no, it won't. It's like that's kind of how I feel with this one. I'm like, yeah, here's all the consequences versus no, it'll be fine.
Oh no, boy. All right. Well, moving on to our next article, speed limits could drop from 25 to 20 miles per hour on some Arlington roads.
This story is like super controversial. Like,
Really?
yeah, you got people emailing us about it. It was like it's been performing very well. Lots of people reading about this. People really care about the speed limits.
Got our
Um,
intern mad.
oh,
I remember that
Yeah.
one.
oh, you're
Yeah.
really you're gonna
Oh,
bring Ryan into this.
Ryan. Yeah, we'll name him specifically. Ryan was livid. Ryan was also like, I get tired of all these like traffic cameras in Arlington. We're like, bro, the traffic cameras are in like school zones, and he was like, well, why do I have to go slow? We're like, Ryan, buddy, pal, it's a school zone.
Oh my
He's like, I keep
gosh.
getting tickets, and we're like, man, you got it. Sorry, man.
You get one though, and you know where the camera is. That camera should never get you again. That's on him.
Sorry, Ryan. Don't mean to throw you under the school bus here, but
All right, not where I was going with it. Sorry, Ryan, we love you.
you're great.
Oh my goodness.
This hasn't been approved yet. The county board is considering this, and basically they would be looking at so-called bicycle boulevards, so like areas, where they want people to bicycle is where they would be dropping the speed limit. Which, I mean, 20 miles per hour is quite slow.
Too slow,
On
some would
these
say.
bicycle boulevards, do they have bike lanes? You would think that would be step
Probably,
one,
right?
is to make sure that there's a bike lane, because I feel like that's one of the
Yeah.
big, like,
Yeah.
when I drive side roads to get to my barn, it's side roads in the country, and I understand the cyclists wanting to cycle there because it's beautiful, but the road is thin, and it's like this and like this.
Yeah.
Like, for those of you listening and not watching, it's
Yeah.
curvy and hilly, but you can't see around them. And then that's when it's like, oh gosh, I wish there was a bike lane so that both of us are safer. I feel like that is the first thing that you would do, especially if it's called a bike boulevard.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't looked into like specifically what I tried actually. I'm not sure what exactly.
I'm about to say, yeah, Ryan, what'd you find when you definitely asked that specific question?
I'm not sure. I mean, I know that Arlington certainly has a lot of designated bike lanes, but I'm not, it's like a specific designation within the county of like somebody designates this as like a bicycle boulevard.
Interesting. I will say, I did not expect there to be such a vehicular bike crash hotspot here in Arlington. I didn't realize that there were so many.
You didn't think one of the most heavily trafficked car areas and one of the most heavily trafficked bicycle areas would have a large amount of collisions between bicycles and cars?
I don't think I ever thought of it as so heavily, like, it just didn't cross my mind that so many people bike.
That a thing Lena's saying is the car hits the bicycle. It's like, I didn't think there'd be a person here.
No, but like, because I always think of biking as, I don't know, something you go do for enjoyment, but a lot of people around here commute by bike, and I don't think I even like thought of that.
I used to commute to work all the time here, and then one of my first days I showed up after bicycling to the office to our very small newsroom, and at the end of it, boss was like, "Hey, could you not do that?" I was like, "What?"
Oh
Like,
no.
you smell awful. And I bought a car. So
Oh,
now we have a place for the shower downstairs. But yeah, people do that. People just bike to work all the time.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to shower before going to the office, Vernon.
Are you saying that in general or like right now specifically? Because he's in the place. Dan, for the people watching, Dan is in the room right behind me. So I'm hoping he's like, yeah, I can actually kind of smell it from here. You should probably shower
Oh
for
yeah,
that
it's
Dan's
coming
like,
in.
did you happen to bike to work today?
today.
You bike to work every day, Vernon.
Oh no.
No, I would not look the way I do if I bike to work every day instead of taking the car. I feel less bad about eating the donuts in the office.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, we'll go to our very last article for the day.
Yeah.
Beyer is spelling bee champ in annual contest.
Yeah,
It was fun.
Don Beyer knows words good. Every year there's a National Press Club competition. They do press versus politicians, or press and politicians, spelling bee, where they have a competition between politicians and members of the press. And Don Beyer, #1, took home the prize. This is not his first time. I think he took it home back in 2015, or yeah, 2015 as well. But yeah, his winning word, one of my favorites, Stygian, which is of or relating to the river Styx, aka dark, gloomy, and forbidding.
Hmm.
So it's a great word for our times.
Yeah, I
That's one
wonder
of
what.
the first times that I've looked at a spelling bee word and been like, oh, yeah, the
Yeah,
definition would actually genuinely help. Because so
yeah.
often you're like,
Hmm.
can I get the definition for that? And it's like,
Also, that's a Lene
here it
coded word
is.
if ever I've that's a Lene coded word if ever I've heard one, right? Stygian, like that's yeah. He misspelled one, which was espalier, which I'm not saying right, and it's a plant trained to grow against a flat support. So Don Beyer, do better with that, I guess.
Wow,
Yeah,
he
he's got
only
to
knows about what
study
was
his
the
plant
what was
words.
what was the definition you gave? Like dark, gloomy, and hopeless or
Yeah,
something?
in general, it means stuff that's like relating to death and despair after the river Styx from Greek
Hmm.
mythology.
Yeah, I think sticks would have been what helped me the most. I'm
Yeah,
like, oh, it has
Yeah,
to be STY if it's the
yeah. I mean,
sticks.
right.
I feel like if you're a Democrat in Congress right now, like that's maybe
Yeah,
those concepts are on your mind.
yeah. Or a big fan of the 90s Hercules Disney movie. Yeah, which I'm sure Don Beyer is.
This
But yeah,
whole thing feels so like Parks and Rec.
yeah, yeah, very much so. That's yeah, a spelling bee competition like this. It's also one of those funny things where we're talking to. This is a shout out Ryan. This is one of your stories too. But I guess you had to race there to do the interview. Um, this is one of those stories where it's like the people involved don't really want to talk about it that much, apparently. Like, it was kind of hard to get some good interview stuff from this, which is completely understandable because they want to be like, this big issue, this big stuff we're focusing on. And so getting an interview about something like this as a politician, you're like, I don't know if I want to, like, seem like I'm goofing around and not doing work stuff, but
Yeah,
it's fun.
how do you think they convince the Congress people to take part in this?
I, I mean, they're people too, right? But most of them. I it sounds
Most
like
of
a
them.
yeah, most of them. This is a
Local.
fun thing. Also, you get to like I think get to pal around like the press. Like it's nice to hang out with us, but like probably good for your career if reporters have your number on speed dial and stuff and can get to
Yeah.
you for a quote.
Yeah,
So
do you think it's like is there like a lottery system? Like, okay, it's my year again, gotta go do the spelling.
yeah, I'm sure they have entire offices set up for that stuff. Like, oh, you can't do the spelling bee this year. You're at the lobster eating competition in Delaware that day or something. The congressional paintball tournament.
Well, it's good, but he
I would
did
actually do
well. I
that.
feel like it'd be such a red flag if it was like, yeah, he came in last.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know
what
what
he
to
said. He
say.
said like he
It's like,
said my goal was not to win. My goal is just not to be the first one eliminated. Which
yeah,
yeah,
that's a great goal.
if you if you had a congressional representative who was the first one eliminated in a spelling bee, that would be the first thing on my attack ads every single year.
You can't
I would be like,
spell.
Dodd Beyer isn't just dumb in politics. He can't spell. To be like,
Spells disaster.
yeah, spells disaster. Oh my god, that's so good. Okay,
The
we gotta.
headline writes itself.
Oh yeah, I gotta find out who got eliminated first, and then text their local newsroom, assuming they
There
still
you
have one.
go. Oh my goodness.
Oh, spells disaster. I'm gonna think about
That
that
is
all day.
good. All right. Well, I don't know if you can hear it over this, but my dogs have decided to go absolutely nuts.
Yes, we can absolutely hear your dogs.
Okay. Sorry about that. But yeah, I mean that's all we've got for today.
All right. See you, Dan.
I'll be back in a few weeks. Yeah.
Alrighty.
All
Talk
right.
to y'all in a few weeks.
Till next
See you,
time.
everybody.
Bye,
Bye
guys.
everyone.